The tranquil morning air in La Paz, Bolivia was shattered by the deafening roar of military vehicles. Soldiers flooded the streets, their presence a stark reminder of the nation's turbulent past. A coup d'état was underway, a brazen attempt to seize control from the democratically elected government. Fear and uncertainty gripped the city as citizens watched the dramatic events unfold, their hearts pounding with a mix of apprehension and defiance. The coup attempt sent shockwaves through Bolivia, a nation still grappling with the scars of past military dictatorships. The memories of oppression, human rights abuses, and the erosion of democratic values were still fresh in the minds of many. The sight of soldiers on the streets evoked a sense of dread, a chilling reminder of darker times. As the news of the coup spread like wildfire, people across the country huddled around radios and televisions, desperate for information. Social media platforms buzzed with activity, with citizens sharing updates, expressing their fear and anger and calling for resistance. The world watched with bated breath, hoping that democracy would prevail in the face of this audacious assault. The coup attempt was a stark illustration of the fragility of democracy, particularly in regions with a history of political instability. It served as a wake-up call to the international community, highlighting the need to safeguard democratic institutions and uphold the rule of law. The events in Bolivia were a stark reminder that the fight for freedom and democracy is an ongoing struggle, one that requires constant vigilance and unwavering resolve. If you found this video informative, please like and subscribe to our channel for more updates on global events. The coup plotters, emboldened by their initial success, had underestimated the resilience of Bolivian democracy. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows over La Paz, the tide began to turn. The soldiers, who had earlier occupied key government buildings, found themselves increasingly isolated. The expected support from within the military and the civilian population failed to materialize. The government, though shaken, refused to yield to the military's demands. President, ad name of current president at the time of the coup, remained defiant, issuing a stirring call for calm and urging citizens to defend their hard-won democracy. His words resonated with the people, igniting a spirit of resistance that spread like wildfire through the streets of La Paz and beyond. Faced with mounting pressure from within the military and a groundswell of popular opposition, the coup plotters began to waver. Cracks appeared in their facade of unity as the reality of their predicament set in. The soldiers, ordered to occupy the government palace, found themselves surrounded by a sea of angry protesters, their chants of Democracia sí, Dictadura no, echoing through the air. The sight of ordinary citizens, unarmed and unafraid, standing up to the might of the military was both inspiring and intimidating. The soldiers, many of whom had joined the army to serve and protect their country, not to participate in a coup, began to question their orders. The seeds of doubt, once sown, quickly took root. As the night wore on, the coup attempt began to unravel at an alarming pace. The soldiers, demoralized and lacking clear direction, began to desert their posts. The sight of soldiers removing their uniforms and melting into the crowds became increasingly common. The coup plotters, their plans in disarray, found themselves abandoned by the very forces they had relied upon to seize power. In a dramatic turn of events, the general who had orchestrated the coup, General, ad name of the general, was apprehended by loyalist forces. His arrest, broadcast on national television, dealt a fatal blow to the already faltering coup attempt. The image of the once powerful general, now disarmed and under arrest, sent shockwaves through the ranks of the military and emboldened the pro-democracy movement. The arrest of General, ad name of the general, was a pivotal moment in the unfolding drama. It signaled that the government was regaining control and that the coup attempt was on the verge of collapse. The news of his arrest spread like wildfire, sparking jubilant celebrations in the streets of La Paz. People poured out of their homes waving flags, chanting slogans and honking car horns in a cacophony of joyous defiance. The failed coup attempt had exposed deep divisions within the military and highlighted the fragility of democratic institutions. It also underscored the power of the people, who, through their unwavering courage and determination, had successfully resisted an attempt to subvert their will. The events in Bolivia served as a stark reminder that democracy, though fragile, is ultimately resilient when defended by a united and resolute citizenry. To understand the events that transpired in La Paz, one must delve into Bolivia's tumultuous political history. The nation has long grappled with political instability, military coups, and social unrest. From the time of its independence in 1825, Bolivia has experienced a revolving door of governments, with periods of democratic rule often interrupted by authoritarian regimes. This chronic instability stems from a complex interplay of factors, including deep-seated social and economic inequalities, ethnic tensions, and the legacy of colonialism. Bolivia, one of the poorest countries in South America, has struggled to translate its vast natural resources into widespread prosperity. This economic disparity has fueled social unrest, with marginalized communities often feeling excluded from the political process. Adding to this volatile mix is Bolivia's long history of military intervention in politics. The armed forces, often seen as the guardians of national stability, have repeatedly intervened in the political sphere, overthrowing governments and imposing their own rule. These interventions have left a lasting legacy of mistrust between the military and civilian authorities, creating a climate conducive to coups. The coup attempt was just the latest chapter in Bolivia's long and turbulent political saga. It exposed the deep divisions that continue to plague the nation and highlighted the challenges of consolidating democracy in a country with such a volatile past.